Warner Brothers is telling its shareholders to reject a takeover bid from Paramount Skydance. In a letter, the Warner Brothers Discovery Board urged shareholders to reject Paramount's, quote, unsolicited, inferior, and illusory tender offer. The board is instead advising that a rival bid from Netflix would be better. It's now up to the shareholders to decide on Paramount's bid to take over the company. The Netflix offer does not include Warner's cable operations. Joining me now to discuss is Ian Lee. He's a business analyst with the Sprott School of Business. Good morning to you, Ian. This is really fascinating. This in itself has the makings of a movie. Why is Warner Brothers rejecting Paramount's offer, do you think? What are their concerns?
You know, this is a classic merger, albeit huge. It's enormous. It's going to turn the whole entertainment industry upside down. I'm not trying to minimize that. But it is following the, if I can call it that, the standard script of mergers and acquisitions, where you have competing offers for a company that's putting itself up for sale. And so the shareholders, who it is a form of corporate democracy. It's not one person, one vote. It's one share, one vote. So if you own 1 million shares, you got 1 million votes. But they vote on which offer is going to provide more value to the shareholders. And so the Warner Brothers board, as they're properly supposed to do, it's their fiduciary duty, evaluated the two offers, and they concluded that to no surprise to me and I think others, that the Netflix offer was superior because they just have more resources. I mean, they've got a $400 billion market capitalization. They're enormous. Whereas Paramount is about a $4 billion. I mean, this is truly David and Goliath many times over. And so they decided the Paramount bid was just too risky, and there were too many caveats and ifs and buts and maybes to make it viable.
But Paramount was offering more. I do wonder then what you think Paramount will do next. Will they walk away? Will they return with a higher offer?
Mr. Ellison, the CEO of Paramount, who's the son, by the way, of a person I've been teaching in my classes for 35 years. That's Larry Ellison, who founded Oracle, second wealthiest man in the world, by the way, sometimes called the Oracle of Oracle. Punning on the man from Omaha, Nebraska, of course, Warren Buffett. He has said, the son, who is the CEO of Paramount, has said that he insinuated in an interview yesterday, it's not over yet. They can come up with another offer, an improved offer, up to January the 8th, which is when the shareholders must decide according to the deadline imposed by the board of Warner Brothers. So they can go back and try and re-engineer the deal to address the concerns that were expressed very clearly by the board of Warner Brothers. And they said the financing is opaque, not clear where the money is, not clear how committed they are. So there was a lot of ambiguity in the Paramount offer. And so they can go back to the drawing boards and see if they can come up with a better deal.
And where does that leave Netflix in the meantime? Do they just stand on the sidelines and see how it plays out?
They put forward, I mean, in these mergers and acquisitions, Marcia, and I've been teaching this literally in my strategy course for as long as I've taught strategy, which is 35 years. The whole point is to try to achieve synergies. And that's the magic word in mergers and acquisitions. So synergies in plain English means the sharing of costs between the company that buys and the company that's being bought. So there's got to be something there you want to share because that increases the value. Well, clearly what Netflix wants is that enormous library of Warner Brothers because they're in the streaming business. If they can access that library of Harry Potter and the endless amount of films that they have in Warner Brothers, they'll be able to offer many, many more movies and products to people like me who are subscribers to Netflix, and we'll be happy campers because we'll have a lot more stuff to go and watch. So that's why Netflix wants this so badly, and that's why they put forward a very clear, clean offer that didn't have caveats and, you know, if this, then that. It was a very clean offer and very clear, and that's why I think Warner Brothers approved it over the Paramount offer.
All right, quick final thought from you, Ian. I know you're a business guy. Can you tap into your creative side for just a moment? Which offer
Yes.
is better for the future of the entertainment industry?
That's, Marcia, you've asked a very tough question. I'm of the Joseph Schumpeter school that says there's no such thing as a permanent monopoly. A lot of people are very worried about monopolies, so am I. But Schumpeter argued there's no such thing as a permanent monopoly forever because companies figure out how to get around the monopoly. Look at what Apple did to BlackBerry. BlackBerry thought they had the world by the tail. They'd invented the smartphone, and they had patents galore. So what did Apple do? They reverse engineered the patents, went around the patents, and they basically broke or undermined the patent and the monopoly. So yes, there's the concern. Jane Fonda expressed those concerns about this is going to create a gigantic monopoly. I'm not so sure, because this is the digital world where people can spring up and start up new companies very quickly in the digital economy to counteract if it starts to act in an abusive manner and starts to, for example, charge me fees that are too high. Someone else can come along and offer a better mousetrap and start to undermine that monopoly. Paramount, very quickly, Paramount doesn't have the same resources to commission new incredible shows. They just don't have the scale and the resources that Netflix has.
Okay.
So I think it probably, even notwithstanding all the concerns of the creative class, that Netflix is going to be a net positive for the industry.
Ian, thanks so much. Great to have you with us today. Ian Lee is with the Sprott School of Business. Always appreciate your time.